booth and present to you our traceability demonstrator, Tracy. My name is Anna Wagner, and I am the product owner of Tracy. And accompanying me is my colleague, Christian Bühler. Normally, we would stand together at the booth. Unfortunately, as I said, today we cannot. And if you have any questions that arise during this brief presentation, we would kindly ask you to keep them in mind or note them down and ask us after the end of this presentation. So let's start talking about Tracy and what we have achieved. And when we are talking about Tracy, we are also talking about building a digital thread and providing traceability in the simulation domain and possibly also beyond. And this is what we believe empowers users to not just manage, but also master the digital complexity. The origin is, of course, the V model, because if you're thinking of simulation, digital thread, or any of these topics, you cannot bypass it. And within the V model, we have information that needs to be handled. And this is not just plentiful, but also of a wide variety of types. So we are talking about requirements, structures, documents, use cases, models, and many, many more. And typically, each of these entity types are also created and maintained in different dedicated software applications, which of course increases the complexity even further. And a part of those information objects, considering those together with the process, is not enough to actually create the digital thread and traceability. More importantly, we need relations and traces, obviously, to be able to tell which information items are interlinked and how. Only by catering these needs, it is possible to master projects that introduce new components and products nowadays. Without integration on workflow, system, and information level, and of course, a credible documentation, such an endeavor is hard to achieve. And believing in that basis, we at ProStep, together with the set level team, wanted to make use of our competence in both process and methodology of the verification and validation, and also our system and information integration to create the novel and application-independent traceability tool. And also, of course, wanting to reuse the other work resulting from set level and, of course, open standards and methodologies, this traceability tool is equipped to support the credible simulation process and, of course, its evolving standards for data exchange. So, talking about the tool, of course, we are talking about Tracy. And with Tracy, we want to enable our users to master the complexity of modern projects at a canter. Tracy helps inexperienced users along the credible simulation process, which is one of the many processes that can be supported with Tracy, providing guide rails along its workflow. By following this process, users can build their digital thread on information items across multiple process steps and domains, and even using so-called glue particles to safely exchange information with third parties, for example, when I am starting simulation or modeling requests. The open concept of glue particles aligns perfectly with Tracy's capabilities to freeze information at certain points in time. This can happen automatically or manually triggered. Focusing on information instead of documents and source systems, Tracy also allows to reuse information outside of their originating context, such as their development process or source system. And at the same time, traces between information items of different source systems, process steps, or even project contexts can be observed. And to our belief, these three functionalities, reuse, resimulation, and trace observation, are key for mastering the complexity that a full-fledged digital thread poses. And just now I told you that within Tracy, we enable users to observe and relate information items across multiple source systems and domains. At ProStep, we always believed there's likely never going to be a situation in which one closed system is going to be enough for developing a product. And after some time working in this set level project, considering the simulation domain, I would be very well astonished if anyone could showcase a single source system approach that works out in this domain. And hence, Tracy is designed to be application independent. It's not basing on one specific system, it's open. And to handle information items of various source systems, we are following two approaches. First would be the open standard OSLC interfaces that are being provided by software applications themselves. And the second would be our own capabilities for data integration via OpenPDM. The other topic of Tracy would be the guide rails along the workflows and processes. These are relevant because both the amount of information as well as the detailed process workflow of the credible simulation process, which is of course only one example process, are immense. Especially inexperienced users or domain experts can be easily overwhelmed by this. And to keep the hurdle low for those users, Tracy helps them along the predefined processes and workflows. It gives an overview on which process steps or information items require work to be done and which have to be reviewed to ensure high quality results. This, together with powerful searches and customizable analyses on the data at hand, reduces the overall complexity of the digital thread and simulation domain to a bare minimum to those who wish to focus on their work. So concluding, Tracy is a successful software demonstrator for traceability. It is a lean and smart solution that focuses on information, documentation, and relations between such. It supports you in steering your project, guiding you through complex and novel processes like this credible simulation process, and allows you to monitor progression or view changes, recent or ancient. The latter comes in especially handy when thinking about tracing, which is needed for all kinds of analyses, auditing, or error management. Excuse me. And this is the reason why I'm not at the booth myself. So, as you might have noticed, we at ProStep are more than happy with the results of the set level traceability demonstrator. So happy, in fact, that we are including it in our product suite. Following to our brand, we did a little renaming, which is from from now on, you will be hearing me talk about OpenCLM instead of Tracy. OpenCLM integrates seamlessly with our other software products. As mentioned earlier, we are even using components of OpenPDM for accessing information in various source systems. But also in the context of secure data exchange, OpenCLM's capabilities with regard of open standards can be coupled with our very own DXM Global X. And documentation can be made even easier by combining reports with our PDF generator 3D. And if you have any question on how OpenCLM or any of its siblings can be used to support your very individual use case, you can of course always contact me, Christian, or Carsten here at the event, and most definitely also after the event is over. And to leave you with another positive note, we will continue our work on enabling traceability in the simulation domain, specifically within the verification validation methods project. So keep your ears perked up, and I hope to talk to you soon again about our traceability demonstrator. Thank you for your attention. That would be it from my side.